Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I've had a few of you ask me in comments, how do you build a clientele? And that's what we're discussing today. This video and these tips can apply to you whether you are a hairdresser like myself, or if you're a makeup artist, or if you're a photographer. I think somebody left me a comment asking me to do this video and she said that she's a freelance photographer. I see you, girl. Or basically any kind of career where your well-being depends on your clientele, okay? So that's what we're gonna get into today. If you've never seen me before, my name is Brittney Gray. I'm owner and stylist at Beach Vibes Beauty Studio. I upload new videos every Thursday and every Saturday, and then every so often I will sprinkle in a video like on a Tuesday like this one. Just something that is not necessarily beauty related, but just an extra video to have throughout the week if I have a little bit of time. So yes, if you're not subscribed to my channel, then please take a moment, subscribe, hit the little bell symbol. Also leave me comments down below. I read all of my comments and I take them into consideration when choosing what to film. So without further ado, let's get into the video now. I broke down the science behind building a clientele just from my personal experience. I'm gonna give you 5 tips, and then at the end of this video, I will give you a bonus tip that kind of wraps this whole thing up. My first tip for building a clientele is to have business cards, a website, and a social media presence for your business. If you have all of your ducks in a row in terms of having business cards and with your phone number, a legit phone number, a legitimate business email, a legitimate website, and all that kind of stuff, it just makes you look really professional when all of your stuff is kind of streamlined and your business cards kind of match your website and everything, you know, just have a certain aesthetic for everything as well. But you know, nowadays, you say you're a photographer, you're a hairdresser, people want to see your work. So people want to see examples of photos that you've taken, or if you're a videographer, samples of your videos, or if you're a hairdresser, samples of your work. And now people either find out about you through Instagram mainly, or Facebook, things like that, or even Yelp. And then they also want to see a legit website where they can learn more about your business, where you're located, how to contact you, services, and all that kind of stuff. So that is very important. Even if you are just a beginner, say you are fresh out of beauty school, you should still always have business cards. And over time, you know, if you start off and you don't have a website, at least have business cards so that way you can just quickly give somebody a card with your phone number and email. And over time, you will progress and build on top of that. Like, eventually you'll have your own website, and then eventually you'll have online booking and those kinds of things. Another way that your clients can help you in terms of your online presence and your website and all of that kind of stuff, just ask them if you cut their hair or whatever service you perform, or however you're working with them, ask them to go online, and if they enjoyed their service, then leave you a review, because it helps you. Also, don't be afraid to use marketing tools like car decals. Like, if you want to use your car as a business card, business card, not business card, but you can put your email or your website or your phone number on your car, and it could say "Makeup by Brittney Gray," and then that you're advertising yourself every time you drive, because then people can say, hey, you know, my cousin needs a makeup artist or a photographer or whatever for her wedding. Let me quickly take a picture of your phone number, and things like that, okay? Same thing with t-shirts and things like that. Just these kind of marketing tools can help promote and grow your business, and then it all looks very professional, and then people will take you seriously. My second tip is to be strategic with your discounts and promotions, okay? Number one, well, under this umbrella of be strategic with your discounts, you never want to be desperate when you're giving discounts, okay? I've seen it happen so many times where people are just like, you know, I really just want to build my clientele, so I'm gonna do everything 50% off, or I'm gonna do something, you know, just things like that without an actual game plan. Like, okay, so why are you giving 50% off? How is that helping you? And the thing is also, there are 2 different types of clients, okay? There are people out there who just always want to get a discount, and when you stop giving them a discount, then they're just going to go to somebody else who will give them a discount, because the thing is, they value saving money and they value a discount versus whatever it is that you're offering them. And then there are also people who will look at a discount and think, okay, well, why is this person always giving 50% off? What's the catch? You know, and then it turns them off because it seems like you're desperate or you're not good at what you do, or maybe you cut corners and things like that, okay? So you want to think about why you are giving a discount. Always think about how a discount will benefit your business. So say you have a friend who wants a discount. First of all, you should never ask for discounts. Just people out there that is just, I know people say, oh, you should ask a discount for this and that and haggle with people, but I think that that is extremely tacky. For me personally, when somebody asks me for a discount, I instantly, in my head, I'm like, wow, like I'm offended, because I don't know, like I'm not a swap meet or something like that. If you're at the swap meet, if you're at the flea market, by all means, if you're at the car dealership, haggle away. But if you are coming to me, an individual, and you ask me for a discount, my first question is why? And that's what I'm gonna get into now. So there are certain circumstances where it makes sense for you to give a discount. You have to think, okay, how can this person help me? Can we trade services or something like that? So say, you know, I would gladly give somebody a free haircut or whatever, or a discounted haircut if they can help me do something, like maybe, I don't know, if I wanted to hire a photographer to take family portraits, or if you, just any, you know, things like that. In that case, it's like, okay, well, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And then also you can cross promote business that way. So you have to think about that when you are giving individuals discounts. Now, if it's just somebody who just wants to save some money and they can't really help your business, then I feel like, well, you don't necessarily have to give a discount to that person because they don't really help you long term, if that makes sense. I did want to talk about the science behind running a Groupon or living social deal or things like that. So there is a strategy behind running a successful campaign like that, so you don't feel like you as a business owner, you're losing money basically. So in my first year of business, I ran a Groupon, okay? And I did my research before I did it. And basically, without getting into too much detail breaking down numbers, on Groupon, you offer a service. So say I have, my haircut is $100, let's just say, okay? And then you offer it on Groupon for a discounted price. So, and I make up the price. So let's just say, okay, well, typically it's $100. Now I'm gonna offer it for $75, okay? Rather than going to $50 and offering it for $50, I personally would offer it for $75. And the reason why I chose to do that, these aren't like actual numbers that I'm dealing with. I'm just trying to, you know, give you guys an example. The reason why I would choose a higher number to offer it at is because somebody who's gonna come in and pay for a $75 haircut is more likely to come back as a regular client and pay $100 because it's only $25 more, versus somebody who takes a haircut that is, say, $50, or you're offering it for $50 or $25. That person is less likely to come in for a $100 haircut because they really, either they can't afford it or they just want that deal of $25 or $50 and that's it, okay? You do offer something on, say, like Groupon, Living Social, what's the other one called? I forgot. There's a couple of them out there. Or like Yelp deals, or just an ad that you can run on Facebook, whatever. When you do offer that discounted service, usually, like when you're going through a company such as Groupon, they're gonna take a percentage and you're gonna take a percentage. So keep in mind, you are not actually going to be making that much money. For example, myself as a hairdresser, I only offered a haircut because then at that point, all it really is labor. It's just my time. You know, a haircut and a blowout, it's just my labor, it's my time, shampoo, but that's not a lot of money. I would never offer something like highlights. The reason why I wouldn't offer something like highlights or hair color, things like that, is because I would certainly be losing money because it actually costs me money to do something like a keratin treatment or hair color. You know, hair color, those kinds of products, keratin treatments, they are expensive. So then I'm basically losing money. Does that make sense? So if I offer a haircut and all it is my labor, my time, I'm gonna take that time to potentially make that client a color client in the future, or else just do a really good haircut and then make them a regular client. And that's how it worked out for me. Of course, you get the people who like just want a deal or they can't afford your real prices, and that's fine, because then I took that money in my first year of business to stay in business. Your first year of business is always hard because at that point you're not really making a lot of money. You're just trying to stay afloat and keep the doors open and keep, you know, your business running and things like that, which I'll get more in depth into patience at the end of this video. But yeah, so you have to think about, if you're running a deal, like, okay, yes, I'm running this deal, yes, I'm doing this haircut for a lot less than what I would typically make, but at the same time, this client is helping me to run my business, and I'm you know, keeping, what is the word called? And I'm able to stay in business within my first year of business. And then also I can upsell them to do keratin treatment or hair color or things like that in the future, you know? So just be really strategic in your discounts. And if you do decide to run a deal like a Living Social, Groupon, things like that, you really have to sit down. Don't just throw out numbers out there, okay? Don't be desperate. And I have known people who, this girl who used to do my eyelashes, I think that she knew this other girl who ran a deal. I think she was a masseuse, and she ran a deal, like a package of 4 massages for $30. And it's like, really? So basically something that could have cost you, something you could have made, let's say $400 on, now you're making probably like $15 on 4 massages that you're doing. At that point, you're losing money, you're wasting your time, and then also you may become resentful of clients, you may become lazy, you might lose your passion for your career, because at the end of the day, you are not making any money. Like, you can't eat, you can't pay your bills and things like that. So you don't want to be desperate and just randomly throw out numbers like, ooh, 50% off. Any company, any business that has a sale, there is a strategy behind why they're having a sale. They're probably having a sale so that way they can make room for new inventory. Like, companies don't just have sales, or at least legit wise companies don't just have sales or discounts just for the heck of it. Like, they do it for a reason and not just because they're desperate, okay? So just think about that. My third tip for building a loyal clientele is to do your best job every time with every client. When I do hair, I have a saying. I tell my client, it's not just about you, it's about me. Because when I do my client's hair and they leave the chair and whatever, yeah, I want them to obviously enjoy their hair, hope they feel beautiful, things like that. But then also whatever I do to their hair is a reflection of my work. And also not just that, the way their experience at my salon, if my salon is clean and things like that, it is a reflection of my business and my work. So that's why you always want to do your best job. You always want to keep your work area clean. You always want to be professional, things like that. You always want to, whatever your business is, you always want to do a good job, because one person can bring you 20 clients, you know? One person can bring their whole family to you, all of their friends, and tell everybody about you, because people like to share their experience. My fourth tip is to be consistent. You should have a format for performing services. So my particular format for performing a service is, say the client books a haircut or something on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Okay, so the day before I confirm all of my appointments, so that way I know that they're coming, and so that way I just like to touch bases with them. Whenever I make a personal appointment for myself, I like when they do confirm it either the day before or 2 days before, because then I know that they remembered me, you know? So you always want to confirm your appointments and then do it consistently at the same time and everything with every client. Also, when I do perform a service, I give a consultation every time before every service, and then I offer a drink, and then I explain the process of everything that I'm gonna do, and then I work, and that's it. So you wanna be consistent with everything that you do every time, because it's just professional that way. Another way that you can be consistent is to be consistent in your mood and your appearance, okay? These things are important, especially, I mean, it's important. So in terms of appearance, for me, I like to dress in a professional manner and then do my hair, do my makeup, things like that. If you wear a uniform or something like that, just be consistent in that, and then also be consistent in your mood, okay? Your client does not want to hear about, you know, when you come in to work, like, oh, me and my boyfriend got in a fight. Like, it's not about you, it's about them, okay? So many times, like, I've been sad or I've been upset or something happened and whatever the day that I have to go to work, and then I go to work and then like I still have to just fake it and just smile and talk to them. Oh, how's your week? Do you have any plans this weekend? And blah blah blah. Like, talk about them, okay? It's not about me, it's about them. And so you want to be consistent in your mood. Just be, it's not like you have to be fake and like like I'm not necessarily a bubbly person, I'm not at all, but like I'm cool. Like, I'm just like chill with my clients, you know? And I don't think my clients ever know, like, oh my gosh, she cried herself to sleep last night. I mean, that's a little dramatic, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to burden your clients or your customers with that. Be pleasant and be professional and consistent. My 5th tip for building a loyal clientele is to be patient, okay? The clients will come, the money will come, the money is out there, and the clients are out there. It takes time, all right? I feel like a lot of people tend to give up on their dream because they're like, I'm not making enough money right now. I'm not making enough money to pay all of my bills. I still have to have a part-time job or whatever, full-time job, whatever the case may be, you know? But then when you sit down and think about it, it's like, okay, well, have you given 1,000% for this entire year that you've done it? Have you given 1,000% for 2 years? You know what I mean? Like, it takes years to really build a solid clientele. In my first year of business, for instance, my whole thing was I just want to break even. As long as I break even, then I'll be okay, okay? And then I didn't have as much, like I didn't have the place that I have now, so my cost of living was a little bit less. And just, I always wanted to make sure, again, that I was breaking even. And if I felt like I wasn't, then I was like, okay, what can I do to make a little bit more money so that way I can do something, I don't know, pay for something that I couldn't before. And then you just have to work hard and you have to work at it consistently. Speaking of being patient, I wanted to touch on moving locations a lot. I feel like, and this is just like in the hairdresser world, like say I started a job at this salon and then I'm there for a month or I'm there for 2 months and I'm like, oh, like I don't have that many clients and all that kind of stuff. And then some people will tend to go to the next salon and then the same thing will happen. And it's like, if you don't commit your time to one place for at least a minimum of a year, and then you move to the next city or the next salon or the next this, you're always moving, so you're never ever gonna have a consistent clientele if you're moving all over the place, because the fact of the matter is every time you move you're gonna lose clients, okay? There will be some loyal clients who will follow you for a long time. I have clients that were models for me when I was an assistant, okay? When I was barely learning to cut hair, barely learning to do color, and now they are regular clients of mine. And there are a few of those gems, but for the most part, nobody's gonna follow you wherever you go. So be patient, work hard, give it at least a year, and go hard during that first year or two. Okay guys, it's time for my bonus tip, okay? So this can like kind of be my #1 tip for how to build a loyal clientele and how to be successful in business, is to always grow and improve. What I mean by that is when you do start to make a little bit of money, invest back into your business, okay? Keep your eye on the prize, your ultimate goal, and even write down what your ultimate goals are. You know, when you start making a little bit of money, you can improve your website maybe, or I don't know, get some new salon software, things like that, get better tools, get just better things to make your business better, upgrade your business cards, your menus, things like that. Just always improve in your business and improve at whatever your entrepreneur goal is. Another way you can grow and improve is to take constructive criticism. Not everybody's gonna be honest and tell you, but I even ask my clients and even my friends who come in to get their hair done, how do you feel about this? How would you feel if I did this? So that way I can get the truth and real genuine perspective on how I can improve as a business. Like, I will ask somebody, oh, would you prefer if I'll ask them, like, what do you like about coming to my business? Like, what are some of the things that you enjoy? Or what are some of the things that make you want to keep coming in to get your hair done? Or how would you feel if I changed the salon around like this? Or how would you feel if I hired this kind of, I don't know, hired somebody in this kind of position? Like, how would you feel about that? How would you feel if I did online booking? Would you like that? Would it be more convenient for you? How do you feel about the way I book appointments now? You know, things like that. Just always ask your clients or your friends, if they are clients as well, ask them for their honest perspective, so then that way you know what the people want. Because as long as your clients are happy, then they're going to be happy to come spend money at your business, and the more likely they will be to tell their friends, their family, whoever about your business, and then you can make even more money, which is the bottom line, is making a profit. All right, so that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any more business related questions, then I would be glad to do another video kind of like this. As always, I am here on YouTube every Thursday and every Saturday, and then sprinkle in some videos in between. But if I'm not here, then follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. You guys will see me in my next video, so thank you so much for watching. Bye.